Ooh, looking at those values, that BGM may be a little loud. I did some testing earlier, but please let me know if volume's okay. Yeah, I've been running around like a chicken with his head cut off the entire day. Because, oh boy, did I underestimate the amount of things I still had to do. Oh, thank you very much, THK, and welcome. For some reason, I thought you had been here before. I guess not. I know I visited you, at least. I guess you'll understand the animation there in a little bit, because... Ooh, and that's one thing I didn't do. That's weird. Are you not following me on Twitter? But either way, I appreciate you coming by. But yeah, it seems that I have not updated my... point thing, so... It looks like the channel point renaming and rebranding will have to wait just a little longer. Oh, that's understandable. Yeah. Because, yeah, I thought that we had recently started following each other. Well, Twitter gonna Twitter, I guess. The important thing is you managed to make it here. So, thank you. Make sure I've got certain other windows I'll need up in the background for later. And also, just wanted to do one last volume check on things. Is the BGM too loud? Or am I too loud? Is not needing to worry about the camera or anything. I'm able to have the microphone a little closer, so I'm not sure if I've got the volume too high. The advantages of being a pingtuber. Problems that my vessel does not get to avoid. But to that end, I believe it might... Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else to go over before I start doing this properly from the top? I don't think so. I think this is about everything there is to get ready, so we will... As is relatively traditional, I have set up a slideshow. Good. But anyway, perhaps the most important thing would be my name. You can use the name you've been using. Oh, well, hello, Aoshi. Thanks for stopping in. But yes, as I've forgotten my own actual name, I'm choosing to use the nickname that my vessel has been using online. Oh, no, you are not too late. You literally got here, like, right at the very beginning. So, not late in the slightest. Yes, I suppose some of the information I have on here makes a little less sense until you hear more about me, but bear with me. Both I and my vessel have been working rather hard to prepare for this, so we may have gotten some stuff shuffled around a bit. Yeah, don't worry about my age, as I am from one of the many celestial realms. Time flows a little bit differently there, so age isn't really something that can be calculated with human measuring, so it's not important. And people who are familiar with the person whose body I'm using, but oh, I still have the auto command on. Yeah, I can probably get rid of that considering we're literally in the middle of the debut right now. So, let's turn off the timer on that. And in my case, it's not even a number. Age does not exist. Don't worry about it. As for the birthday, due to the same issue... But, oh, and hello there, Liv. Got here right toward the beginning, and SQS, hello. Now, the two most frequent visitors are here. Now it's really a party. Yes, you'll notice that by birthday I've noted it's a chosen birthday, because as time doesn't flow the same way, I can't really use the calendars used in this world. So, through consulting with my vessel, I decided to pick August 24th as my quote-unquote birthday, so to speak, as it is a comparatively significant date in our content creation journey, which in turn could be considered a sort of birth of me. Now, as for my height, in my current manifested form as it is, I am approximately 3,000 pixels tall. Maybe give or take, depending on if you're counting the ahoge or not. And also, as for weight, since much like with the height, I don't have a physical form, so to speak. So, I weigh approximately 2.6 megabytes, or thereabout. Now, I will get into going over my general bio in one moment. I need to finally actually turn off that command and the associated timer, because they will not be needed here anymore. Goodbye. You have served me well. But originating from one of the many celestial realms out there, because there will be many people and other creatures that will say that they're from a celestial realm. They won't necessarily be from the same one I am. So, don't worry about the details on that. Unfortunately, as is the case with many realities, many of the beings over where I'm originally from believed in their own superiority over other species, but I don't really subscribe to that. Including, and might be no surprise to see that humans were definitely on the list of people they considered beneath them. However, I find humans rather fascinating, so I decided to venture to this world so I could better observe them and not have to deal with the stuffy people, well, quote-unquote people, such as they are, in my original home. However, as celestial beings have a certain amount of magical energy, it doesn't really fit with this world. It would be an extremely bad idea for me to manifest in my actual body. So I chose to hide in the shadows until I could properly develop, or have developed for me in this case, a body, so to speak, so that I could actually interact. until that point, I had borrowed a certain person's form whose soul resonated with my own, which was very useful in getting to observe people up until the point where I could actually start doing things myself. Although for some of you, this won't be the first time you've seen me, because I did visit for a short while just this past week, I believe. Well, the week before this one. However, now you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of me. Let's see, where are my controls? And I like many things, including food. Yes. A lot of these are more my vessel's preferences than my own, because as a currently digital being, it's not exactly easy for me to consume things, but we end up sharing senses and thus a lot of the same preferences. And one thing that I can absolutely eat lots of... Oh, actually, it's been a very long time since I've had that particular form of sandwich, Azure. However, one thing that I can definitely eat way too many of are cheeseburgers. Especially bacon cheeseburgers, as depicted right here. And hello, sailors, thanks for stopping in. Glad you can make it. But, yes, there's something that some weeks we'll just say that I eat, perhaps a few too many. Yeah, these items are in no particular order, by the way. A lot of this was done as somewhat stream of consciousness, as it were. Oh, well, hello, Jin. Another person I didn't realize wasn't already following. Other than that, I think about it, am I even following you? If I'm not, I will have to correct that. But, welcome, thanks for stopping in. Oh, yes, I should probably practice my greetings for that, but I'll worry about that later once I've gone over the new terminology for the channel. But, yes, I am also a rather big fan of lasagna. Get your Garfield jokes out of the way now. Although I don't particularly hate Mondays at all. But I am very particular about my lasagna because most people do not make it in what I would consider the correct way, because if I am having lasagna, it must have a overabundance of cheese. If it's not ultra gooey full of mozzarella, then it's not a true lasagna for me. I don't know if that's how a lasagna is typically done, but, you know, if there's any Italians around, they could correct me, but this is my chosen path. And what is that emote? I don't think I've ever seen that one. Oh, okay, wait, it's Ramsey. Okay. Yeah. Didn't recognize him there for a moment. Well, if Gordon Ramsay wants to come and critique my food, then, well, let him. We will fight in gladiatorial combat if we must. But, moving on. I also rather like strawberries, although I haven't been able to have just strawberries on their own in a very long time, because it's been a while since I've seen good ones. But you'll be seeing plenty of... Oh, I actually listed strawberries twice. Weird. Oh, okay, well that's cool. Go get that food. Food is very important. But thanks for stopping in. Go enjoy the food and hope you have a good rest of the day / night. If you're able to stop back in, that's great. If not, then I appreciate you having come by in the first place. But, yeah, ignoring the fact that I apparently really wanted to list strawberries on here. I also eat quite a few eggs. Which is good because they're also one of the most convenient foods out there. And those strawberries and many other ingredients wind up forming basically the ultimate dessert in my eyes. The strawberry shortcake. Legendary dessert of anime and other places. Yeah. Another one that it's not always easy to find a good one, but if it's made the right way, it is pretty much a small slice of divinity. However, for a much simpler and less extravagant dessert, I also happen to rather like a good thing of Jell-O. Basically any flavored I've had. And, yeah, well, Jell-O is technically a brand name. The proper name would be gelatin, or in some places, jelly. Although I think jelly is slightly different, but I believe it fulfills much the same purpose, so I consider them in the same category. Some of these things will probably be surprises because I haven't really had reason to go over food on stream a lot. However, the next slide may be slightly less of a surprise. Because anyone who's been paying enough attention to when I am grabbing drinks and such, you have probably heard me mentioning Mountain Dew on more than one occasion. As denoted here, about 50% of my blood has probably been replaced by it by now. This is probably not a good thing. Probably meaning definitely. I don't care, I will continue to consume. Or, in the case of currently, Pepsi, the only cola actually worth drinking for me. I'll end up with lots of hatred for that one because that's one of the blood feuds of the beverage world, but so be it. I have chosen my hill. Ah, you're part of the Coke camp, aren't you? Well, can't be right about everything, right? But I also rather like a lot of the other fruit-related sodas. Things like fruit punch sodas and, like, I've had pina colada soda before. All sorts of things like those. Which actually reminds me of having had some really good, what was it, Italian soda once? Really good, but... Oh, RC Cola. Azure coming out here with the curveball, wow. Bringing out the Royal Crown, okay. I don't think I've ever had Sam's Choice Cola. Signature Select. Okay, another one I have never even heard of. At least I've heard of RC Cola. But Signature Select. Where the heck is that from? Is it its own thing? Is it another store brand? You have piqued my interest. Or at the very least, my curiosity. You may or may not have my attention yet, though. And there are other sodas out there, though. But oh, okay, that's the Walmart brand. Okay. I forgot that that and Sam's Choice were different. I will have to try and remember that. Although I probably will just stick to Pepsi because it's my chosen one, and I've had bad experiences going for the off-brand or generic ones. So, when it comes to colas, I basically stick to my guns. Yeah. Pepsi, or if I don't want Pepsi, Cherry Pepsi. That's basically it. But also, you know, if I want to not have 50 billion milligrams of caffeine, there's also things like root beer once in a while. I don't remember if Dr. Pepper has caffeine, but it is one that I like going with. Also, Mr. Pibb. I still want to find Dr. Oopsie somewhere, but unfortunately only Ina seems to be able to get that. So. And while they're all slightly different, I consider all of the Lyman sodas, like Sprite and all that, to be roughly the same in interest to me, where I don't often have the specific urge for them, but once in a while, they can scratch a specific itch. But I have to be especially in the mood for them. I do occasionally drink things that are slightly less terrible for me, though. And while I don't really talk about it much because of the fact that they're really hard to get good ones of, I do happen to like certain kinds of tea. However, I am very particular about my tea. And unfortunately, the stuff that comes in the tea bags, I have yet to find one that's actually good. Because when I'm looking for the tea bag tea, I'm usually looking for a fruit tea, but if someone knows of a tea bag tea that actually tastes like a fruit tea, please, somebody tell me, because I have yet to ever find one that tastes like something other than maybe a piece of the fruit was brushed along the surface of the tea bag. And that's about as much fruit exposure as you get. Yeah, as you'll see with my rather emphatic complaint about it. One thing that does tend to turn out pretty well when I get in the mood to grab it, though, are the chai and spice teas. Yeah, these kind of things work especially well in winter, which is actually great for the time coming up. And I do also drink at least a little bit of actual fruit juice once in a while. Usually it's 100% juices, like Welch's or Juicy Juice or whatever. Not sponsored, but it's what I drink. Once in a while I'll go for the non-100% stuff, but I usually try to limit that a little bit because of the fact that if I'm drinking the juice, it's generally me aiming to go for something slightly healthier. About the one thing I don't drink nearly enough of, though, is water. Maybe someday I'll fix that, but today is not that day. Oh. Hey. The first execution of the new channel. We'll just be destroying you. Goodbye. It's actually been a while since I saw a message I had to get rid of, too, so go figure. And thank you for the hydrates. And well, there's 1, 2, 3. There we go. Think we're about covered. Although, one thing I'm kind of confused about, I have redeem alerts. Why are they not showing? Because I actually had set up a thing to... Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Aoshi. And I assure you, I am far less stiffly positioned than I appear in your view right now. But thank you anyway. I should probably stretch a little bit. One and then the other. Yes. I do things other than consume, though. Well, okay, technically this is also consuming. Food and drinks are not the only things to eat. And there are a lot more things than I could really think to listen or list here, but it shouldn't really come as a surprise that a VTuber likes a lot of anime. I would think that that should be kind of expected at this point. But my go-tos are usually slice of life, anime, comedy, and romance, but I do also like a number of action ones. Yeah. Haven't really had a lot of time to watch as much anime recently because I've been so busy with preparing for debut, but I'm hoping to make up for that soon. Yeah, a lot of what I watch would be considered basic or something like that, but I also really don't care. I have learned that caring about that sort of thing simply isn't worth one's time. Hello, Talon, thanks for stopping in, and yes, absolutely. Yeah, I have at least, like, 2 or 3 series that I really want to get around to watching at some point. Because, well, first off, I need to finish Kaguya-sama, because I've still got, I think, like, a season or a season and a half to watch of that. Oh wait, no, I think I've got, like, just under 1 season left of that. Let's see, we've got that, let's see. As far as ones I haven't watched any of, I've been hearing about Boji the Rock recently, so I definitely want to watch that. I haven't seen Spy Cross Family, or Spy X Family, however you read that, so I really want to watch that too. My Dress Up Darling I want to see. They're too recent for me to think of looking for them on physical media, so I'll have to just make the time and watch them on line and whatnot, but those are future problems. Gotta pronounce the X. Spy X Family it is, got it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I knew that Hunter x Hunter was read that way. Okay. So it's specifically you don't pronounce it. There is no X. It's an illusion. It's a mirage. Got it. My only mod is probably asleep because it's like 9:30 in the morning for him, so. Nobody with a gun, just me and a robot with a hammer. I do in fact still have a hammer, or rather a sword, but I will allow incorrect opinions such as actually pronouncing X's where you're not supposed to pronounce them. You will be forgiven. As for stuff that I have actually seen, though, yes, I went there. It's my stream, I say what I want. How dare I? You come into my house and tell me, or rather my guild hall, and tell me that I cannot call you incorrect. A bold move for someone who doesn't have a sword in this area. Well, speak of the sword wielder. Now don't I feel silly? But thank you for making it. Oh, nothing, but you know, good to see you here anyway. I'm surprised you were able to actually be up for this, because I know usually your hours are, shall we say, somewhat inconducive to showing up at this kind of time. But I do appreciate you making the time to stop in. But let's see, the stuff that I have actually seen. Oh, well, that's cool. Well, I'm hoping it's cool. Let's put it that way. But yeah, let's see. I watch a lot of the more common things like My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen I got into recently. And skipping ahead to the end parts of the list, I have watched, I believe, all of Full Metal Alchemist. I like Sword Art Online both unironically and ironically. But for less common choices, we've got K-On! Something that I could definitely use a rewatch of again at some point. But also, Fruits Basket, both series, although I much prefer the more recent one. Mostly because it actually decided to finish. Oh, and you know what? I was going to wait until later to start greeting people properly, but Talon, welcome to the Starseeker Guild. Also, Yukari and you may recognize that name. You signed something. You're here forever now. Yes, one of us. Yeah, who actually reads terms and conditions anyway, right? But if there's one of the anime series I definitely need to point out, though, hence why I mentioned big recommend, it's My Love Story or Ore no Monogatari. Absolutely watch that if you haven't. If you're interested in romance anime at all. Because it's easily one of my favorite in the genre. Actually, probably my favorite overall, just because I love a lot of the stuff they do in there. Oh, what do you mean what happened? Also, hello, Poco, because I have not greeted you. I was simply... I have watched Attack on Titan. I liked it up until about, up until about the... What was it? The 4th season? Like, once they got past the... Once they got, what was it? Off the island or whatever it is. Oh, yeah, it's just us acquiring us a new friend. Or a new friend acquiring themselves. Don't worry about it. Get equipped. No, that's Mega Man. Yes, get acquired. Indeed. Let's see. I don't know if my music taste will be a surprise to anybody, even ignoring the fact that a lot of these... If you were here for my karaoke stream before... Oops. Oh no, it looks like you played yourself. Good job. But... my music interest should be of absolutely no surprise to anyone who is here for my karaoke stream, because most of these, or at least like half of them, have had some kind of representation there. Anything that didn't, though, you will probably... If you look at the very first example, that's where good is at. There would be way too many for me to list the members individually, so I decided to group them together. Because I like a lot of the stuff from a lot of the Hololive production people, so... So, don't worry, she's in there. Her, Callie, Kiara, the Tempest Boys, you know, Kubuki, Aqua, yep. If I was to try and list all of the ones that I like, I would probably it would take far too long, and the text would be basically unreadable because of how small it would have to be. Also a rather big fan of Nano. Please listen to Nano, she is absolutely amazing. Bring on some non-Japanese stuff as well, because I like me some Dragon Force, some Rhapsody, or Rhapsody of Fire if you go with the current name. Although I first knew them just as Rhapsody. And for a change of pace, go also with stuff like Evanescence and Skillet. Yes, I was one of those people, and I still am, and I don't care. Depends on what's mixed with the fantasy thing, but very possibly, yes, because a lot of times fantasy's mixed in with some of the stuff that I end up watching. Although a lot of the stuff tends to be more, like, modified version of the real world kind of stuff, like, how Jujutsu Kaisen is, or My Hero Academia, where it's, like, it's based in the quote-unquote real world, but things are a little bit different. But I have seen stuff, like, I've seen plenty of isekai anime, like, there's a lot of things that I really like that I didn't list in the anime section, like, Konosuba, for example. That's about as fantasy as you can get. And that is absolutely up there in my liked series. With that one, I also collect the light novels, because I really wanted to keep going with the story, and the anime never caught up. Although I think they might be working on more anime for that, I'm not sure. Let's wrap up the music section with my Vocaloid interests. And these are only some of them, mind you. I mean, because it's another case where there's just way too many to try and list everything. I am absolutely a Dekonina fan. Ghost Rule is still one of my favorite songs. Took me a while to realize that I liked a few things that Kemu Vox had put out. Until I figured out, wait a minute, they did Roko Chonen. And it's a good thing I like it, because that song is in, like, every rhythm game. Or at least a good chunk of them. And then, of course, the Vocaloid song-making villain, Cosmo, of course. Luckily, I like the really hard, fast, absurd songs, because hey, you listed Gumi in there, so I have no beef with you at all. There's a reason I listed Last Note in there, because I like Setsuna Trip a little bit too much. I actually had a day that I went to the arcade and I went around every game that had that song on it and played Setsuna Trip on everything in just one continuous chain. I would later find out that Gumi is also the voice behind a bunch of other songs I like. Well, Gumi is a good choice, so I will definitely grant you that one. Wow, on my screen, that handshake emote looks so small. And let's see, as for what you said, Yukarin, I am not familiar with Inabakumori, so I can't say anything for or against them. Right, Kaya Yuki, you said? Yeah, not a name I know. So, okay, I've heard of the song Lag Train, but I don't think I've ever actually listened to it. Or if I have... oh, no, I'm not gonna... Oh, don't worry about whether my VOD's gonna get me. I'm gonna get my VOD muted potentially anyway. Because I haven't made it a secret that the International VTuber Anthem is coming later, as I refer to it. So, there will be a section of it that will probably get snatched up anyway, so. But, nah, just send me the link later, I'll listen to it off stream. Because we have a bit of a packed schedule as it is. Well, just hang on. We will get there. Because we've already been talking about some of the stuff here with the games and whatnot, but here, it's always good to go over a lot of the stuff that I do. Because people who have been watching for a while, or watching the things that my vessel has been playing, will recognize that I've played quite a few of these on stream already. Especially the mobile category. Considering the fact that that is the lion's share of my content currently. But I do like me a good Mario game. Luckily, I think most Mario games are good, so that actually works out in my favor quite a bit. Also a Zelda fan. I do like quite a few Sonic games, although I will admit that some of them are kind of hit and miss. I haven't played a lot of the miss ones, though, so I can't really judge them fairly. I am also old guard with Pokemon, and quite a few other RPGs. But when I really hate myself and want to play really hard stuff, I'll pop in Ys. I actually just recently got through a nightmare run on Ys 9, Monstrum Nox, and yes, there's a reason why I was so excited, THK, to go to your DDR stream before when you were playing Grand Prix. Actually, yeah, we can skip down there for a bit because DDR is the game that got me into rhythm games. Yeah, because I played it over a friend's house in times of antiquity, and I got hooked on it there. I eventually got the GameCube game Mario Mix, and I was basically done from then on. I haven't really played a console DDR in forever, but anytime I go to an arcade, I have to try to play on the arcade machines. One day I will clear all of the level 15 songs. That's currently my main rhythm game goal in general. Some of them are really hard, though. I've got a bit of a blood feud with Endymion on difficult. I'm purposefully saving that for my final 15, at least from Ace 20, or Ace 2-0, however you pronounce it. Yeah, I haven't really played a lot of the Ace 3 stuff, though. I have played some, though. when the Ace2O machine's been taken or otherwise unavailable, I have jumped over, but I haven't committed to it yet. But other than that, another main one, and go figure Yukarine's here because he's the reason why I'm into this. You know, if it's not DDR for a main, it's absolutely Sound Vortex. Not even a question. I still have a lot to learn with that, though. But one of these days, I'll become what I could consider competent at that game. Yes, Sound Vortex, very fun. Another one that I always make sure to play when I get a chance at the arcade. I have taken to doing at least a little bit of Dance Around as well. It's not one that'll ever become like a main game, but it is fun to do like actual dancing motions. Makes it a very different experience from DDR, even though I can't do a lot of stuff for Dance Around yet. And then, of course, we have to include the waifu hand-touching game, Tetote Connect. Once I saw it, it's like, yeah, I kind of gotta play this. And it turns out it's actually very fun. Some of it is extremely hard, though. Yeah, I cap out at about 15s on Tetote Connect. And even then, I can't do them consistently. I am terrified of people who can play on the Connect level, though. Oh, yeah, you're gonna get the hardest possible chart, and you get no indicators. Have fun. Synchronize with your partner or die. Now, as for ones that I don't have a lot of skill in, I am permanently beginner mode in Beatmania 2DX, basically. I will someday try to fix that, but for right now, I've still got to get my eye and hand presence figured out for that one. I have rather taken to Tunithm, though, ever since I started playing a little bit of it a couple weeks ago. But there's also Chrono Circle, and I've played some other ones at, like, anime conventions and stuff. What's the one, Oh, there's one I'm thinking of. I can't remember the name, though. Beatstream, that's it. Yeah, that one's really fun. It's a shame I don't see that around places. And in a similar vein, I also need to play a little bit more of, Cross Beats. A shame that's a dead game, though. Because I wouldn't mind trying to get good at that if it had proper tracking and a bigger song list. I can't wait till Sega lets us have proper online, My cabinets, though, because I also really like that. Yeah, My, very fun. Which in turn makes me think of Waka. Let's metaphorically pour one out for Waka. Done in too soon, because now that was fun. Unfortunately, they murdered the song list for me, so it's really hard for me to go back now. And there's way too many other games I want to play, so, well. The hardest choices require the strongest of wills. Oh, we've already made it here. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't even realized that we had gotten this far. They won't look like this on Twitter or here, but... Oh, right, I didn't actually add these to my name yet. So, let me fix that, because... how can I not have my own fan signs on there? So, pardon me while I make a slight fix. Because it's absolutely not right for me not to have my own signs on there. Perfect. So, not that I'm expecting to see people adding these to their names or anything, but feel free to if you'd like. And I've already gone over stuff a little earlier, but you all have a official name now. Anyone who's currently following me is now a honorary member of the Starseeker Guild. Or individually, you are a Starseeker. There is a reason for this. Because I mentioned in the bio part that I found humanity rather fascinating. One thing in particular is liking the potential for hope and good in this world, so one might consider such things to be stars worth seeking, yes? So, a little bit on the nose, but I couldn't help but decide to just charge forth with it. And I do, however, have to figure out hashtags, because I could not figure out what I wanted to do for hashtags, and I am dearly hoping people can help me. If not, I will find a solution, but for now, the only one I have figured out, I've been using it on my Discord channel, which you can find inside my link tree over here, along with many other things, is from here forth, if I'm going live, I'm going to, as long as I remember to use my hashtags, because I am criminally bad at remembering to hashtag my tweets, but, well, player skill issue, right? But like I was saying, anyone who's on my Discord will already have seen this quite a bit. Look out for the hashtag StreamSeeker if you ever want to see me going live. Again, assuming I remember, but make sure to follow me anyway, just in case. Because I have about as many holes in my memory as a colander. However, where I could use help from some of you here, what the heck do I do for a fan art tag? So let me get a text box available so that I can write down any ideas. Come on, give me the text. Come on, OBS, don't fight me. Let's not have it be at size 256. That is fair. I was never... I honestly understand that going into it, and I was never expecting my initials to be part of the tagging process, just because they're very hard to work with. I understand this. Let's see, let's get some... See, I see the submission. Thank you, Liv. We'll add that as a... Oh, yeah, I made it too small. See, we'll bring these up as possible ideas. And then maybe once... Okay, yeah, it needs to be like... After we get some ideas, we can start brainstorming. Okay, select the other. We'll make it match. Relatively match the rest of the stuff here. And we'll put it there for now. There's at least a thing, because part of me also thought about just keeping it with the... I feel like that name is way too cool for me, but I definitely like it. Yeah, we're definitely... Hey, you found a way to make it work. Okay, that is... Yeah. I am honestly impressed. Thank you, Talon. Because to keep with the Seeker theme, I had the idea also of just keeping with things, so I'm not leaving everything up to everybody else. I want to, I mean, it's my own stuff. I need to put in some kind of effort, but I figure also I want to know what the fans want to use, because you'll be the ones using these more than me, because I wouldn't really need to be tagging my own art because it'll be from me, so it's not like people who are following me are gonna have a hard time finding it. But let's see, what else can we come up with? Actually, you know what? Because I think I like Year 2's better, so... Okay, good, good, yeah, I'm kind of liking that. Hey, you do what you must. See, actually, I'm kind of curious, how many entries can you put in a poll on Twitch? I've never actually done one. Okay, it looks like I can have up to 5. So, we don't need to go up to 5, but... honestly, I think between these 3, we've got a pretty good setup over here. But, why not? I'll put mine back in. We have extra slots open. But, yeah, I think these 4 might be a pretty good start, so... Now's the point where I leave it to those of you here to figure out what we're doing. So, hang on just a moment longer. There is now a poll up, so we'll setting these aside for now. Yep. Or rather, if I'm gonna be saying that I should do it the right way and actually it. Hold on. Let me reselect it. Come on. Come on, OBS. Thank you. Yeah. Setting these aside. I have to make the proper arching motion. It's the only correct way to do it. That's fine, I'll correct it when... Hey, I'm already edgy, I use a sword. You can't really see it right now because it's hanging on the wall, which is currently covered up by a sign here, but... You know, but there is a sword back there. Yeah, a little later on I'll have this stuff off so that you can see the other things, because there are things in the back for people to look at, too. Anyway, let's see, where'd my... Okay, but... I don't know. I'll decide whether or not to use the Z or spell it correctly if that one winds up being the one that wins. But for now, because that poll will be running for a few more minutes, so... We have one more tag that I figure is probably important. Because this is the internet, and the internet basically lives and dies by memes. So... Oh, and now it's trying to do this color again. Stop it. When you see where I started from, you'll see why I wanted help with these, because I was just adding seeker to everything, kind of like you were putting art on your suggestions for the art tag. I was adding seeker to everything for the tags myself, so that's why I was like, I could probably do better, or other people with a few more brain cells might be able to do a little better than me. Now let's bring this down here for a moment. Is if people like it, we can go with it, but... And also it looks like there's... You know what? I hadn't really thought about it that way. That's kind of cool. And, hey, if you're looking for memes, well, then... you'll know where to go. Gotta watch the meme-seeking missiles. And considering a decent percentage of what I end up speaking in winds up being memes of various forms anyway, so that might actually be the most appropriate. If anyone has any other suggestions, feel free, but that one's looking like it might be a lock. And also, the poll for the art tag is getting ready to close, so if you haven't voted yet and you want to have some input, then now would be the time, because it's got, like, probably 5 seconds. Oh, we have a tie! Well, there's only one way to do this. It is time for me to channel my inner Harvey Dent. Let's see. Let me find a coin. Actually, you know what? I don't need to do that. Because, luckily, I know where I can use an online dice roller that supports a two-sided die. $1D2 rolled at 9:10 and 9 seconds PM according to my time. Gave a I do, but I am also lazy and don't feel like getting up to grab it. So, work smarter, not harder. But as for the suggestion to use both, that would probably be unwise, because then it would be more people, or more tags for people to try and remember. It would be easier to, actually... And let's type this out behind it. You're not always able to listen in. Hey, why not? What else are we gonna do with a coin? Spend it? A coin's purpose in life is to be a D2. Yes. But, yeah, fine. I will do it properly instead of relying on the internet, so... Hang on one moment and we will do this correctly. I will actually do as I said I was supposed to. Pardon the wait, but I am simply going to flip, let it drop, and whatever happens, happens. And it bounced all over the place. Okay, great. Remind me not to trust myself with coins, like, ever. Or with a D2, ever. Let's put it that way. Where did it go? Yes, it is lost to the void. So, take two. With any luck, this one will be made of sterner stuff. Let's actually aim the coin so that maybe it'll... Okay, we finally got it to where I can find it. Good. And give him what the... Oh, and I realized I don't have my stuff here up. I forgot, because I made two separate versions of the main screen, so... hang on while we warp back to the original, where everything's up the way it's supposed to be. But as the second one of the two that was on the list was Nebulart, that will be the official tag unless otherwise specified. So let me fix this. Thank you everybody for your submissions. And since it seems like I actually hit the nail on the head with the meme seeker tag, so it seems that we have finally figured out at least the initial set of tags to work with. Any other ones that we need throughout the rest of things, well, we will figure them out when we get there. We can now get rid of these because they have fulfilled their purpose. And now, sally forth. Yes, I have goals. I am obviously going to need all of your help to reach them. But, or at least for a good chunk of them. Yeah. These are about as much for me to see as they are for everyone else. But yeah, I definitely want to hit higher averages because I want to talk to more people. And I'm not doing this just as a casual thing like a lot of streamers. This is like the thing for me. So I have lots of goals, and getting more people to hang out here will go a long way toward allowing those to become a reality. I figure these are reasonable steps of progression to aim for. Yes, exactly. Just a matter of gotta do it. Can't worry about whether it can or can't be done, just have to make it be done. You know, I'm not Doom guy, so I can't really apply this, but rip and tear until it is done. And, you know, I do technically have Doom Eternal that I've played before once. Maybe I should play that on stream at some point. That could be fun, watching me get absolutely murdered even on easy. But that's for future me to worry about. Consider the Wii back signal having been launched. It wasn't reconnecting on its own, so I decided to just hard stop the stream and then restart it. So, hope everybody who sees me offline winds up refreshing. Because, yeah, this is one day I definitely can't just accept defeat. Absolutely not. And besides, it wouldn't be a English VTuber stream without some kind of mishap. Yes, indeed, I am live. I've been live. For certain definitions of live. But picking up where I was leaving off. Yeah, hoping to get to 10, then 25, then 50 viewer average, and then by the time I hit 50, that's when I really want to aim toward partner status. It's gonna be a lot of work, but, well, gotta pick myself up by my metaphorical bootstraps and get to it. One of the things that may help me along the way, and something that I've wanted to do as it is, hence why I had a karaoke stream before, was I want to learn to sing properly, because it's one of several things that I've thought, hey, this would be really fun to do, but until earlier this year, I had never really taken steps toward actually making that a thing. It's just been, oh, well, it would be cool if I could, but I'm not going to learn to sing if I do not sing. And I do in fact have plans to hopefully actually I've got multiple proper cover ideas that I want to do someday. I'll go over those when they become relevant. Yeah, the procrastination part is why I decided to just start throwing myself into these things. Because just wishing for things to happen isn't going to make them be a thing. I gotta actually do the thing. And then, further in the future, after I've built up enough experience, I do actually want to try my hand at writing original songs. I have ideas in my head, but I need more singing and writing experience for them to work, so gotta grind it out. Considering I've been working on that with art the past couple years, that's really nothing new to me now. Hence how everything here, well, almost everything that will be here, became a thing. And also, that reminds me, I need to open up my dashboard because there's going to be some stuff to switch around in a little while. But we will get to that when we get there. I also have other things I want to do where I want to get involved with more streamers, be they VTubers or otherwise. Because from the little bits of collabing and just hanging out on people's streams, I've been having a lot of fun getting involved with different communities, and I want more of it. Call me greedy if you must, but I want more. Including definitely doing more collab stuff. Yeah, can thank Azure for me getting interested in that ever since doing stuff like the Groove Coaster collab that he helped me put together, and playing golf with you, Talon, and Azure, and I think Hikari was the other one? Yeah, I think it was us four. But, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff I want to do with other people someday, too. Let's see, let me get here we go. Well, if you want to call it your fault, yes, partially your fault. Look what you did. I hope you're proud of yourself. Let's see. Oh, yes, now's the point where I'm gonna be starting to switch stuff over, because most things I designed myself. Some things, however, I did not. You do not currently see these emotes that I'm going to be presenting active because I am just about to turn them on. Temporarily, some of my other emotes will become unavailable because I only have so many slots. But one of the people you've been seeing in the chat, Aoshi over here, happened to draw me a emote, which I am going to be implementing very shortly. Remove that. Sorry, Iroha Wave, you must go because there is a different greeting emote that must go in now. Yes. So we just need to go back to my collection here. Swatch assignment. Follower. Now let's see. It should work. Did I set the code correctly for it? That is the question, isn't it? Let me see. Oh. Okay, yeah, it's just not showing up on my side, but as if you use the shown command here, presumably you should be able to use this new emote. Also, please check Aoshi out on Twitter, and she also has her own website. Yes, she does in fact have a website. Go look at it. She is not the only person that I have tapped for an emote, though. There is someone else. Oh, good. Hey, gotta give credit where credit is due. And you're not the only one. Someone else who's hanging around here will be seeing their own stuff active soon. I just need to create a slot for it. And luckily, I have the perfect one to remove from slot. Because let's actually get this in the slot first. If we can move on. Yes, very blue. Like you would really expect something else from her. However, I know you're still hanging around here, Liv. Don't think you're getting away from being credited too. And here I specifically didn't list your Twitter because you don't use it as much. So I figured that for this slide, it would make more sense to post places I know you're actually at. Yeah, get credited on. Which, also, this emote is now currently live. So, feel free to test it out if you would like. I do plenty of things worth making that face over, so. So, yes, use it and enjoy. The emotes that had to be replaced, they will eventually be reinstated in case people want them. Once I've got the slots available, but for right now, these ones are more important. But thank you also, Liv, for your contributions. And also for, like, always being here, but we won't go over stuff like that yet. Oh, okay, we're already at this part. Yeah, so, Yukarin, about part of my stream getting muted. This is why I say you don't have to worry about it. Pretty much the VTuber song to sing. I'm only gonna be singing the one song today instead of doing like 10, but there's a reason why I didn't sing this the one Wednesday. Also, I forgot to bring my stage over here, so I will be singing right where I'm at. So, prepare your ears or earplugs. I believe I did my... See, first off, let me get a quick audio check, because it was fine when I was doing my testing, but I trust nothing to be the way it's supposed to be. So... back you up a little. Let me know if you can... Actually, I'll just start and let me know if you can hear properly. Yuheriko yumai ni yuhe jariko ni tangiraring yuhe stop shitanai shi kanben ni shitoite nante zanin hito sama nega o kakere no airo ni daremo ga nege o nuki shitu nayo na aki wa shitu hajimete da yo na kagi ga miene virgin happy show. Whoa, hang on. Hold the presses. No, any warming up was gonna be... I was working on that before stream. No, it's just that I must have had the music part too low. Right. Let's reel it back a little bit. Let me know if you can actually hear the song now. Oh, my BGM's still on? We can't have that. Get out of here. This is not your show. Not right now. Take 2 with actual music. Yuheriko iku mai ni yuhe jariko ni nangedarin yuhe stop shitenai shi kanben ni shitoite nante zanin hito sama nega o kakere no airo ni daremo ga nega o muki shitu nayo na hito wa shisaki ga shitu hayo na saki ga miene virgin happy show. Nai no arata ni onegai hitotsu. Aimo kawarazu omake ni warning warning. Nai no anata ni onegai hitotsu. Aritsumete omoi kome. Left side, right side. Ha umuki dashite. Ha ha ha. Teraku sae ne. Left side, right side. Ha umuki dashite. Ha 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 ha. You are king. You are king. Muchagi ni asubu, tai no daring kenage ni wara u, tai no kiru, kuzama ni chineru, igai umomo, nothing la ratata, jirai no saite naite down. Other than onegai hitotsu, Aimo kawarazu, pick up warning warning, nai no anata ni onegai hitotsu, haritu, mete o, left side, right side, ha umuki dashite, ha ha ha, jamaku sae ne, left side, right side, ha utsuki dashite, ha 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 ha, you are king, you are king, you are king. Yeah, I said the bleep part. I don't have a sound thing to bleep it, so... There's literally Virgin Happy Show in the lyrics. Hey. Quiet, bae. I don't need your song right now. Yep. Couple stumbles, but that is why we sing. We sing so that we can sing. Yes, your virgin ears, you're doomed. Become eternally corrupted. But let's see, what is the next part? Oh, okay, we're at the special thanks section. Yes, because I have lots of people I wanted to give more direct thanks to. You'll see some repeated names because emote credit and credit for this are completely different. Because there are a lot of people who inspired me on my journey here. I don't know how many of them are gonna actually be able to see this, but it's less important about them seeing it and just, yes, they must be thanked. Because, yeah, they're in no particular order, it's just the order that they got put in here. But, see, yeah. Here I put everybody's Twitters, by the way. Go follow them, watch them. Observe. Because we've got Insomnio, a person with a infectiously energetic personality who also does quite a bit of singing of rather disturbing songs, but they are also extremely good at them. Also, I should say, Neo has a extremely versatile voice. Yeah, quite literally could be your angel or your devil as far as voice goes. Go check out a stream and use some of the redeems and you'll find out. But, yeah, despite being a so-called suspicious secretary, I don't think there's anything suspicious about them. They're just, I don't know, suspiciously cool, maybe. And next up we have probably the person who got me started on streaming in general, indirectly. A number of you are already very familiar with her. You know, I definitely have to... I can never remember whether it's supposed to be pronounced Emu or Emu. So, I hope one day she'll forgive me, but... yeah, watching Emu's growth from being just a artist that I found stuff at conventions from, and then eventually followed on Twitter and Discord and such, and then seeing her own VTuber journey, that gave me a lot of drive to want to do this stuff myself. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, if there was a spark to get me on the whole streaming thing, yeah, that would be Emu. And, you know, as for Liv, as one of my most consistent and dedicated viewers, there was no way I could not put her on this page. Because having someone there, even if they're not able to talk all the time, having someone that you know's there goes a long way. So, again, just wanted to let you know I appreciate you greatly. Speaking of people who I appreciate greatly, and who I don't see nearly enough of her streams, mostly due to scheduling conflicts and other things. Rashira, Shirahime, people will know her by different names, but she has one of the kindest, well, calling her community warm is a little bit strange because she is an ice princess, but definitely one of the most welcoming and tight-knit communities I've seen anywhere. And I am extremely glad to have wound up trying to get more involved with her community and such. It's been definitely a lot of fun, and I hope to get to know and possibly even, I don't know, collab or something with her someday. I don't know. And next up, can't go without, the one who, as I mentioned earlier, got me into collabs and stuff. But even before that was just really cool person to hang out with, and having someone that I can look up to with rhythm game stuff and actually see playing a lot. Azure Sniper deserves way more credit. Also is a killer violinist. Seriously. If you go to any of Azure's streams, go to his violin streams, because they are a whole ton of fun. And with his 2.0 model that he recently got, you can even see him violining with his VTuber model. I still want to know what kind of crazy magic the artists must have been using to make that work out. And last for this page, there are still more, mind you, but I can only fit so many and have them be legible. Yep. Vespi is another one I absolutely have to put in here, because a relatively recent community that I've been with, but I've been having way too much fun, and she and her community are also super kind and supportive. So I definitely had to put her in here too. And I've been able to see a lot of her process stuff, and listening to her singing has actually been a lot of inspiration for me with singing too. Yes, I've been getting lots of inspirations from lots of places. However, there are a couple of people that deserve even more special mentions. One of you has already been seen on here before. Get thanked again. Deal with it. Aoshi's icon winds up looking like a square here because I was giving circle crops to everything. Yes, ew, you. But not ew. Because the other people have been inspirations and such as far as my streaming journey and whatnot, but Aoshi and Yukarin have been two of my closest friends for a very long time, and there is no amount of overstating I could do for how important that's been. So, I absolutely have to thank both of you for continuing to deal with me being me. But, yeah, I am not always the best with words, but I hope at least the idea came across. However, there is one other person that I would want to thank, but we're going to get into that a little bit more indirectly. So, hold on thoughts about that. But before I get to that, I wanted to make sure I gave credit to the different people who I got all the music from. It's not required, but bless Dova Syndrome, we do not deserve them. Yeah. People who have been watching me have been hearing Clear Snowy Night for a while, because I've been using that as my opening screen since the beginning. But I liked it, so I kept it for the changeover. Ooh, and I haven't been having my... Speaking of main BGM, I haven't had that on for a while. Oops. Put that back. But... yeah, there's that. There's the ending screen, because you will see an ending screen. I finally have an ending screen. I finally stopped being lazy about it. Which I have a separate theme for. And I also have 3 different alert sounds, or songs that I cut bits from to make my alert noises. So if you ever hear them, then they're also Dover syndrome people. So, yes, unending gratitude for giving me all the free music and sounds. And actually, I can indirectly thank Hololive for me even knowing about them, because I would see credits in their YouTube stream descriptions, and that's how I found out about them in the first place. Now, before I move on, I do need a quick hydration break, so we're gonna sit here for a few moments. Yeah, let us relax for a bit, because we're not done. Actually, if I remember the order of things correctly, I believe I have quite a lot of talking to do for the next section. Oh yes, Q&A time. Because those of you who are following me on Twitter or who have been keeping an eye on Discord messages and such will have known that I opened up a Tellonym recently for people to ask me questions. So, I actually got more than I expected, honestly. So, we have lots to go over. Some of them I've already answered, and some of them I ended up reflexively answering before the stream, even though I was meaning to answer them here. But, you'll get them again. I've already gone over this one. If you were here for the bio portion, you'll have already heard. I am approximately 3,000 pixels tall. How old am I? We can't really calculate that with human measures because where I am from, time does not flow the same way, so don't worry about that. Old enough to say, don't ask the question. Not important. How would my friends describe me? A very good question. I believe that asking them would be the best way to find out. So, if I get answers from them at some point, then perhaps I'll do a follow-up on this, but how would they describe me? It's a very good question. A mystery. And yes, it's a basic question, but figured, hey, why not? I'll answer this too. How am I? Substantially less nervous than what I would expect to be, given the fact that this is pretty much the most major stream I've had so far. Slightly got a little bit thrown while I was singing, but, well, that's also another reason why I need to sing more. But overall, doing pretty good, I think. Zodiac sign, let's see. I have not memorized these, and I didn't remember to write it down, so... Because we're not worrying about my vessel's zodiac sign. That's not important. Because as I and said vessel have different birth dates, we do not have the same sign. Those who know my human side already would know what my sign is, so more importantly, okay, looks like with this form having a chosen birth date of August 24th, that would make me a Virgo if we go by Western star signs. And as I can't go with a year, I can't have a Eastern zodiac sign, so again, a mystery. Oh, let's see. Next up. How do I feel about kids getting everything they want? If they do, that will potentially make them rather ill-prepared for the way the world works, because there's a song that talks about how you can't always get what you want. I'm not gonna sing it because I don't have the tune of it memorized. Oh, hey, Comet, you made it. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. Got here just in time for me to be answering the Tellonym questions I had gathered up over the past several days. But, hello, hope you're doing well today. But, yeah, kids need to learn that they can't get everything they want because, unfortunately, the world does not work that way. And, thank you, 100% homegrown. That's always the way I like to describe it. Along with all the assets here, other than 2 of the emotes currently in here, everything is designed by yours truly. What do you think you deserve? That is a big question with a surprisingly simple answer. Whatever I've put in the work to get. So, what that is, well, we will see over time. It doesn't really need to be any more complicated than that. Bro, most relaxing place I've ever been. Probably answer more from the perspective of my human vessel than my actual self here. But, that is actually a very good question. I might actually have to get back to this one because I've never really thought about relaxing places because normally when I am places other than where I normally would be anyway, it's for entertainment purposes, so it's less about relaxation and more about excitement. So, I don't know. This one, I will definitely need to really think about. Where is the most relaxing place you've ever been? Although, I guess in a way, one might consider it home, because home is where one can easily be the... Yes, human vessel. Yeah, the form you see here, if you've seen the other streams, you'll realize it looks very different from the form you're used to. It's because my form is not really compatible with the human world, so... Because you may or may not... Because you got here a little bit late, so you missed the bio portion. But the one you're seeing here is actually a denizen of one of the many celestial realms. Unfortunately, we're formed of a specific level of magical energy that is not compatible with this dimension. So, until this slightly more suitable form could be constructed, I had to borrow the body of a human here. So, thus we got to this point until this form could be constructed. And, well, in my case it would be work because I'm currently doing it. And, I don't know, feeling pretty good about it. Making lots of progress on things. Learning quite a bit, getting to know people more. I'd say business is good. A little bit of a short answer, but it simply is the way it is. Let's see. The last time I was upset with myself, probably any time that I have gotten up late, I guess, because it's made me feel slightly less responsible than I could be, but, well, you work past it. I don't really dwell on it too much. Yeah, not really much else to say on that. Because other than that, I don't tend to normally really get upset with myself. It's just a matter of if anything goes a bit strangely, I just work around it. Big lesson that people could learn from my life. This is a very interesting question that I didn't really think too much about how I was going to answer this one. I guess don't necessarily trap yourself in one idea of what you think you want to do. Keep an eye out for possible opportunities that might come your way, because you never know when something might open up a vast new world that you could have never imagined had you simply kept your head down and stayed on one course. Keep your eyes out for any possible doors that might very well lead to something new and interesting. The last thing I saw on TV, let's see, if you're talking about actual, like, television channels, I could not answer that because it's been a very long time. Having no standard TV service will do that to you. As far as the last thing I watched on a television screen, let's see, I believe the last thing I had seen was a YouTube video from this group called Fact Fiend. They are a really funny group of fact-checking info droppers. They always have really interesting stories, and they are way too good at making YouTube video titles and thumbnails. But they're fun to listen to, so I definitely encourage people to check them out too. See, what book changed my life? This is one that I wanted to leave in, but at the same time, because I don't read as many books as I should. The closest thing I could say would be the light novels that I read now and again, but I can't necessarily think of a specific book that changed my life specifically. Oh, and actually, speaking of books, there was another book-related question. Did I remember to put that in here? Because I hand-typed these in the correct spelling and whatnot on some of them. But there is one that I hope I remember to put in. If not, I'll just answer at the end. But, yeah. I don't necessarily have an answer to this one, but I'm open to changing that someday. And do I trust easily? Really good question. Probably low levels of trust, sure. Higher levels, maybe not so much. Probably to me, that's the best way to be. Keep yourself open, but don't wind up leaving yourself unguarded either. It's a tightrope to walk on. But I'd say that about sums up that one. Favorite meal? It's less a specific meal and more anything that I'm having with people that I care about or in a situation that I particularly enjoy. You know, it's not necessarily about the food, it's about the company. Because it could be simple, like, fast food or something, but if the company's right, then it can be some of the best food you're ever gonna eat. Oh, I did miss the one, okay. Well, this says final question, but it's not gonna be the last one because I apparently skipped one. But for now, what did I secretly do with my friends in the past? I don't really have an answer for this because I don't seem to, unless I've simply blocked out parts of my memory, I do not really have recollection of being especially secretive. So, perhaps a boring answer, but it's the answer you get. There was one more that, like I said, I did forget to put in, where you're supposed to keep on the down low. Yoshi put you up to this, didn't he? You've betrayed me. Oh, what's that worth? About 2 cents? But you will answer for this later, Aoshi. But yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of them are ones where it's like, you could have millions upon millions of them, but it's worth about, like, a nickel. Or whatever the equivalent is in one's country. Actually on that speedrun game. But as for the question that I missed, typing in here, I was also asked, what do I think about receiving a book as a present from a lover, I believe? Well, it's a bit of a generic answer here, but any kind of gift from somebody that one cares about is going to be something special. And if they're giving you a book, it's because either they see something that they think you'd like in it, or they have some special attachment to it that they want to share with you. So I'd say, much like any other gift from somebody, it's something to be cherished. But anyway, that is it for the Tellonym section. My Tellonym will still be open though, so if people want to hear me do a similar stream with other questions later on, feel free to just put that in here. Feel free to drop questions over here, and if I collect enough of them, I may do a chatting stream in the future where I go over more. But let's see, are we at that point? Oh, yes, we are. We are coming close to the end, but thanks for everybody who stuck around this long. Because it's both an announcement and a non-announcement, but let's see, we will just pop this open. Yeah. I will not be saying what for personal reasons yet, but I have a song cover planned for the future. Specifically, I have taken a Japanese song and I have written English lyrics. I've still got to refine them, but I have created a English cover for a song that I will be doing a proper cover of. This isn't just going to be on a karaoke stream. I mean, I'm going all the way with it. I'm planning on making a video to go with it. But yes, I apparently did not scale the picture here correctly for the thing, but that's fine. We can fix this. But yes, what song is getting an English cover? Well, you will just have to keep an eye out for the future. About the only thing I'm going to say is, remember how I mentioned there was one other person that I wanted to thank? Well, because I am poor with words, I'm planning on borrowing help from a song and my own translation and localization ability to put them in the song instead. So, one might consider the theme of this to be gratitude. Feel free to make your own guesses if you'd like, but this will... Where's the other... Oh, duh. Not another thing, it's another slide. I should be releasing this sometime in early spring of next year, possibly slightly before. There will be updates as I make it further on things, so please keep an eye on my socials, which I'll put a reminder of again for that, where you'll find my Twitter, Discord, YouTube, and a number of other places on there, so I encourage you to check all of those out. But yes, I wanted to hit the ground running, so yeah, I decided that, you know, this is something I wanted to do anyway, so I'm going to just open up with it. We're going right in and getting ready to do a proper cover. So, I hope everyone will look forward to further news about that in the future. Let's see, is that it? That is, in fact, it. We finally hit the end. However, there is one more thing that I would like to do because I never ended up doing it along the way. Because you've seen me sitting here, but I have a full model that you'll have seen on other imagery. So, let's go to a somewhat more void place. Well, actually, let me also... Oh wait, before I do that, I want to show off stuff here. Because most of the background you haven't been able to see. Including a rather chuny-looking sword on the back. And I had to give some kind of reference to a original character I had made long, long ago. Someone who people who have been here for a while will have seen in a number of my emotes. And at least one of them should still be active. But if you look in the back here, let me... Let's see. Do I have a separate picture of her? Hang on, I think I made a separate image for sharing off here. For showing off, let's see. Give me one moment. Oh, I did, good. Here we go. Inspired by a plushie that a certain artist in here created for me by hand. And because I wanted to have a reference to this character that I made. Hold on. Get back here. Yeah. Brought up a little duplicate copy of the one you'll see on the bookshelf in the back. But yes, because in my heyday, back when I was super into Toho, I had made a original character. And I've been doing this and that with her ever since. So I had to make sure she showed up for at least a little bit somewhere in the background. We can remove this one for now. And also, during scene transitions, you'll end up noticing bit of stuff. It's not a one-to-one recreation of what I used back in the Celestial Realm that I hail from, but it's a reasonable facsimile of a sword that I used to use on occasion. Perhaps sometime in the future I will go into more details about it, but this stream is going on a little bit, and I do want to do one other traditional VTuber activity. I'm not doing it because I feel like I have to, mind you, but just because it's another thing that I thought would be fun. Oh, wait, hold on. I just realized also... Hold up, we gotta rewind a little bit because did I not have a panel for this in my debut slides? Because I had ideas for streams and stuff I wanted to do too. and I do not have them on here. Oh, so you'll have to rely on your ears for this then. Actually, wait, you know what? I'll do it the right way. I'll at least put it up in text. So, because I have lots of stream ideas I want people to know about, because I've only been doing a couple of sorts of things up to this point, but I'm planning on greatly increasing the variety of stuff that I dip my toes into, so to speak. Anyway, let's see, because I can't rely on my own current memory, I wrote this stuff down. That is the way to do things. Oh, did I not write them down? I was not as prepared for this part as I thought. What a shame. Alright then, it's time to just start typing things in, because perhaps one of the most surprising ones, and one that I don't necessarily have the perfect tool for, but it's one that I found rather fascinating, especially because I've gone to sleep to certain streams like this. I have interest in messing with a certain specific type of stream, which will be a lot easier to read when it's in a color other than white. Now, I'm not talking about the, like, crazy mouth noises and stuff. I'm not that sort. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but that's not my bag. But there are some people I've heard read, like, stories and stuff. And considering when I'm not pushing myself into try to be more audible, slightly stronger voice mode, I generally have a somewhat lower voice anyway. I was thinking, maybe I might actually be able to do something with the whole ASMR thing. Ah. Oh, well, that's fine. You know, no streams are gonna be for everybody. It's just how things are, and there are certain sounds that some people do with those that make me uncomfortable too, so. That's not the only kind of thing that I wanted to do, though, because there's also... I've already gone over stuff like this before, but... I did it as a special thing before, but I want to try to do more karaoke streams in a more casual format. I'm planning on making a song list at some point for people to reference. So, I hope people will look forward to that. And I don't have specific things on how I would do these, but I've had random thoughts of also possibly like a VTuber related news sort of thing. I'm not sure if that would be one I would stream or if it would be more of a straight to YouTube kind of deal. But if I have time and manage to figure out a good format for it, I was thinking that it might be fun to go over different happenings in like the smaller indie scenes that don't get the coverage by like big name clippers and such. But I still have a lot of planning I would need to do to make that possible. But it is one that, again, it's just one thing that I thought would be possibly fun to just mess with. I could swear I had other thoughts in my... Oh, right. Slightly similar, but not the same as a karaoke thing. Because, for one thing, I used to write a bit of poetry here and there myself. So I was thinking maybe either stuff that I've written or maybe even stuff that other people have written. It might be fun to, at some point, gather up poems from people and have them read on stream. And then we could talk about them, or even just have the reading itself be the thing. I don't know. There's no guarantee that all of these things will necessarily come to fruition, but I figured that better to put the goals out there just to have things in the air. If there's anything else that people would want to see, then I encourage you to let me know in anywhere you can get a hold of me. It could be here, it could be on my Discord, it could be on Twitter. But yeah, I can't remember any other ideas I had in my head right now. I don't know if there were other ones at this moment. I wonder. Well, it kind of works out because I'm on the tail end of the stream anyway. The only thing I'm going to be doing after this is going over the full model again, which you in particular already have, so... as one of my artists, so... you can look at that whenever you want. But yes, please go have food. Food is good. And I'm just glad that you were able to be here as long as you were anyway. So, thank you very much for coming, and I hope you have a good rest of the night. Hopefully maybe sometime before, you know, the next Ice Age, we're going to see another Aoshi stream, too. But until then, take care, go get that food. Yeah, we can get rid of that. That's done with now. But as I was just mentioning to Aoshi, there is the part where I have not done a full, like, formal show-off here for the model, so we will end on that. Yes, a mystery. Someone here originally forgot to put his microphone source in. But anyway, I don't have a special background for this, so we will do... technically, I did this kind of reveal thing with the Twitter project, but we will slowly descend. Actually, we can... let's go a little bit further. Get at least the... there we go. Not gonna make people wait too long, especially because a lot of you have already seen the model, but it still just seems like a fun little thing to do a on-stream model reveal as well, so. For anyone who hasn't seen me on Twitter in full yet, or anywhere else, this might be a good opportunity. Is let them... also, something that you can't easily see. You may see on your right-hand side, on my left, that I actually have a rather long ponytail. Yeah. A lot of times, these sorts of things go a lot slower, but figure, you already know what I look like. So, this is more just for me than anything else. So, we will slowly drag me into the picture. Oh yes, and I can show more close-up stuff that I wouldn't have done yet. Like, specifically, the top is where the more interesting stuff is, I think. Because bottom half is cool enough and functional, but so yeah, we gotta... I forgot just how big I made this file, too. 3,000 pixels is a lot, but here we go. Get a much better look at things, because it's a little bit harder to see some of this stuff and the details I put into things when I'm far away. So, get a good look at me. Well, if you want to. Also, I didn't mention in the bio there, but the heterochromia here isn't just for show. The right eye on your left is actually magically enhanced. It's significantly more powerful than the average eye. That's where the blue comes from. And I don't have the energy to show it off here right now, but occasionally it winds up even brighter than that. You'll have seen that if people remember the very first reveal video that was made for me before I started the process here, you might have noticed that sometimes the eye winds up so bright you might even say it glowed. Kind of like a certain famous reindeer's nose. And also, rather a fan of the little necklace charm thing. I'm moving the mouse around, realizing that I'm pretty sure I don't have the mouse visible on screen, so you can't see me circling it. But I'm rather happy with the necklace there as well. It's not an accident that it's a star sapphire in the middle of it either. That is a reminder of both where I've been in the celestial realm in the past and where I want to go in the future, finding the, such as they are, quote-unquote, stars of this world, the joys and positivity of this world that we're in, and that I'm in now. So I figured that having some kind of physical token would be a nice little reminder of everything before and to come. But about time we head back here and wrap up. Because, yeah, that is about everything we have for today. Got a little bit of a taste of almost everything that you might see from me. Anyone who's been around with me before, don't worry, you'll still see the same kinds of streams you've come to expect. Just the environment's gonna be a fair bit different from what it had been in the past. As is usual, there will be a schedule put out shortly after this stream. So, once more with feeling, we will put out the socials. Keep an eye on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord if you want to see the schedule where it comes out a little bit later on. And I encourage you to check out the other sites I have on there as well. But now there's one final thing I can show off because, like I said earlier, I actually have an ending screen for once. So, thanks everyone for visiting here at the Starseeker Guild and for joining up. And I hope to see you again soon.